This is a question on Venn diagrams, and we've got 45 students who were asked whether they have visited Canada, Mexico, or the USA. So this is going to be a three-way Venn diagram. We've been given a load of statistics about who has visited where, and we've got to work out the probability if two students are picked at random that they have only visited Mexico. All right, we've got to set up the Venn diagram first. So there's the Venn diagram. I've represented Canada by the red circle, Mexico by the green, and the USA by the blue. So we've got to fill in the blanks. Now, taking the first line, we can't actually fill this in because we don't know where the 11 are based. Because this area represents people who've been to all the countries, including Canada. This space would be the people who've been to Canada and Mexico, but not the USA. So we cannot fill that one in. So that'll have to wait. One student has visited all three countries. Well, there is only one place we can put that one student, and that is right in the middle of the diagram there. Two students have visited Canada and Mexico, but not the USA. So Canada and Mexico, can we put this one in? Canada and Mexico, but not the USA. Yes, we can, because that area represents precisely that. So I can put two students in there. So let's mark the ones we've done. Now, what about this next line? 3 students had visited Mexico and the USA. It doesn't say anything about Canada. It does not confirm they visited or not visited Canada. So it's this area here. Mexico and the USA. So if this is made up of 3 students, I can put 2 students there. Because they didn't mention anything about Canada, one of those 3 students did visit Canada as well, but the other 2 did not. So we've done that one as well. Now what have we got? 12 students had not visited any of the countries. Oh, well, that's fairly easy. I can put 12 out here, outside all of the 3 rings of either Canada, Mexico, or the USA. 12 students didn't visit any of them. So we've done that one as well. Now we've got an awkward bit of logic here. 6 of the 19 students who had visited the USA, so hidden in that remark is that I know that the total number of students who have visited the USA is 19. So I'm just going to put an arrow here to say that 19 students will be enclosed in the USA circle eventually. Let's see if we can work out the rest. 6 of those 19 had been to at least one of the other countries. Well, they visited Canada as well here. Here they visited both Mexico and Canada, and here they visited Mexico. So it's these 3 areas that must include 6 students. We've got 1 and 2 already. This area must contain 3. So we've answered that question. Now we can go back to 11 students who've been to Canada. Here's Canada, and we've got 3 plus 1, that's 4, 6 students already. So the remaining students only visited Canada, which must be 5. This whole red circle now adds up to 11. 5, 8, 9, 11. And we can also deal with the USA now. Going back to this question, we've got 19 students in here, of which we've got 6 already. So if I take 6 away from 19, I get 13. So 13 students are in that portion of the USA. So I can get rid of my 19 out here. So with all that information now, we should be able to fill in our remaining area on the Venn diagram. Well, we've not used the fact that 45 students were asked in total. So if we add all these numbers up and take them away from 45, that's the number we can put in here. And that turns out to be 38. So therefore, 45 minus 38 must be the number of students who only went to Mexico. And this turns out to be 7. So at last I can put 7 in the Mexico only part of the Venn diagram. Now we've got to answer the last part. 2 of the 45 students are chosen at random. Work out the probability that they both had only visited Mexico. So let's first of all consider one student visiting Mexico only. And the probability of getting him or her will be 7 over 45. So we've got to now assume we've picked this student. So there are 6 students left who have only gone to Mexico, and there are only 44 students to choose from. So 2 students going to Mexico only will be equal to 7 over 45 multiplied by 6 over 44. Tiny bit of cancelling to do there, 3 and 22, and then further the 3 will go into the 45 15 times. So we're left with 7 over 15 multiplied by 22, which is equal to 330. So our final probability is 7 over 330. And that is your answer. I think that was quite a toughie. So if you've followed that one, you've done very well, especially this last bit at the end where you've got 2 students. Because you see, having picked 1 student, you've changed the situation. And that's it.